guys, it's Stephanie here, and today I wanted to share some books that I absolutely would like to, want to, need to, get to in 2022. There's a lot of twos in that sentence. My apologies. Anyhow, I have them all right here beside me, so we're just gonna get into it. So here we go. We'll just start with, I think it's the only thriller. Obviously I want to read more than one thriller this year, but these are just like books that I really really want to get to this year, like for sure. Like the other thrillers on my shelves I want to read, obviously, but right now I'm not in a thriller mood, so they're not really on this list, but I'll probably read more, obviously. So anyhow, we'll go with the only thriller, and that is The Shadows by Alex North. I read his book, The Whisper Man, beginning of last year. I think it was the beginning of last year. Anyway, it was amazing. It's on my floating shelf in front of me, actually. It was so freaking good. I loved it. It scared me. If I remember correctly, I actually had to stop reading it at some points because I was reading it at night and I was like, okay, I don't want to have nightmares. It was so good though, guys. Oh my gosh. You should try it if you haven't already. And if you do try it, I really hope that you like it. But anyway, this, I don't really remember too well what this is about. I think it's about like these friends, and one of them goes to jail and one of them knew something about what happened or something like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, honestly. I think it's something like that. But it sounds amazing. I actually have read the first few pages and they're so good. Next, we have The Bone Witch by Rim Chupico. I think that's how you say your name. That's how I've heard it. Hopefully it's right. Anyhow, this has been on my list for forever. I actually own the audiobook and I started it years ago, but I just was having a hard time really getting into it and paying attention to it. And I was like, you know what? I feel like this is a concept that I could really love. And when I hear about the concept every single time, even though I think I got 100 pages into it about it, I'm like, why am I not loving this book? There's something wrong with how I'm reading it or something, because I should love this book. And I just feel indifferent about it. So I think it was me and not the book. So my husband actually went and bought the paperback book for me because he's amazing like that. And I want to finally read this book this year. And I think that when I sit down to actually read it physically with my eyeballs, that I'm gonna love this book so freaking much. And if that's the case, then I'm probably gonna pick up the rest of the series this year. Cassandra Clare's Chain of Gold. So I read Cassandra Clare's The Mortal Instruments and Clockwork Princess, what is it? The Infernal Devices, that's what it's called. I read those two series years ago. Loved them, honestly. Or most of them. I loved most of them. And I don't know, I was just kind of in the mood for some old school YA. And so I decided to pick up Chain of Gold because I was like, well, what's more old school YA than the literal world and series that I loved when I was 17. So yes, Chain of Gold here at your service. Next on my list is Reaper of Souls by Rena Barron. I read the first book, Kingdom of Souls, in 2020, and I meant to read this last year. Didn't get to it, which was stupid of me because I could have and I just didn't. I freaking loved Kingdom of Souls so much. It was so good, guys. It was so amazing. If you have not read Kingdom of Souls, you need to. It was so good. It's an African inspired high fantasy and it's amazing. It's amazing. Rena Barron is an amazing writer and y'all should read it. I need to read Reaper Souls. I actually have started it and I'm 20 pages into it. I don't remember why I stopped reading it because I was enjoying it. I think I was just I don't know, in a funky mood, having a hard time choosing what to read. So I didn't read this, which was stupid. But anyway, I want to get to that one this year because the third one in the series comes out, I think it's Master of Souls, I think is the title. And the cover's green and black and it was cool. And yeah, I think the third one is the last one. If it is, I want to finish the series this year. But anyhow, and then we have Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I pre-ordered this book. I pre-ordered it. It's even signed. Don't ask me why I never read it, because I was excited for it when I ordered it, but I just didn't read it. It's terrible. But I want to get to it. I want to get to it this year. The last couple years, I keep looking at it, but I'm like, it's so long, which is stupid, because who cares if it's long? Like, if you want to read the book, read the book. I want to try and read like more of my big books this year. So this is on my list. So yeah, we have Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Green. This is a fantasy novella, and came out last year. Has really good reviews. It sounds interesting. I want to read it. I don't remember what it's about, honestly. I think it's about like corrupt cops in this fantasy world or something. We have All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is a sci-fi novella, and honestly, I'm reading it for the hype. Like, it sounds interesting, but I keep hearing people like periodically like, oh, it's so good, and I'm just like, really? Okay, like, I'll give it a try. So I got it finally, and I meant to read it last year and I didn't, so yeah, bad on me. The Doors of Eden by Adrian Cheskovsky, I think. I, again, started reading this actually like on the way home from the bookstore. I got 20 pages into it, and I had to put it down like mid-paragraph, and I just haven't really picked it up. It's a sci-fi, and it seems like it has like monsters in it. That's what it looks like and sounds like to me, and based off the 20 pages that I've read, that's what it seems like. I'm actually pretty excited to read this. Maybe I'll try and read it this month. I do want to read like one sci-fi book this month, at least one sci-fi book this month. So maybe I'll make it this one. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I just need to read more sci-fi to narrow down what exactly I like. So I know this is really popular. I know Brandon Sanderson is a really popular writer anyhow, and I keep hearing about how amazing and good Skyward is, so I picked it up. The last book on this list, because this video is getting a little long for me at least, it's like 10 minutes now. Phalanx, I don't know. Anyway, by Scott Sigler. This sounds really creepy, and I'm all for sci-fi, like anything monsters, honestly, I'm pretty much game for. This is sci-fi monsters, so why freaking not? I literally wrote a sci-fi monster story. Right there. Well of Terror. So, I'm game. I love monsters in books. Love it so freaking much. So, I'm gonna try and read this year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's it for this video. In a different video, I'm talking about series that I want to complete, so I'm not gonna like show you all those books in this video. I'm just gonna show different ones here. So I hope you guys have a great day. If you want to check out my book, Will of Terror, it's a sci-fi novella. It's like 88 pages with an excerpt in the back for my book Traitors and Tyrants here, which is a YA fantasy sci-fi novella. So yeah, if you're interested, you can check them out. If you're not, then don't. That's fine too. I hope you have a great day. If you like this video, hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe, and I will try and post often.